Hey everyone, thank you for joining us today for our tooltip session. My name is Martin and I work in customer success here at Crowdmark. Every Tuesday, we highlight a unique feature within Crowdmark that will help you maximize your workflows. And today we'll be taking a look at accommodation options and accessibility. Now, I want to emphasize that making the platform accessible to everyone is something that's very important to Crowdmark. We've made a number of improvements over the years to support this. However, we do recognize that there is still a tremendous amount of work to be done. Now, before we begin, I just want to point out that there is a feedback survey that I previously sent in the chat. We're always looking for ways to improve. So if you do have some time to fill it out after today's session, that would be awesome. So our goals for today are to learn how Crowdmark supports accessibility for both in-person administered and remote assigned assessments. And we'll also be taking a look at these following features here. So proctored sessions, individual and course level accommodations, as well as general accessibility. Now, the first thing we're going to take a look at today is the administered assessments. Now, these are characterized by as our in-person workflow, which is paper-based and relies on QR codes, cover pages for auto matching, and multiple choice bubble sheets that are automatically graded by our system upon scanning and uploading them back into Crowdmark. So with administered assessments, there's also an option of using a feature we have called proctored sessions. Now, this workflow can be used if you have students writing an exam in a different location. So for example, in accessibility services, a testing center, or even in a distance education scenario. So how it works is that the instructor sets up a proctored session in the assessment settings page and adds the students to the assessment. Crowdmark then generates unique booklets that are pre-matched to these students. The proctor will receive an email notification to access Crowdmark. They'll also have the ability to download the booklets and then can upload them back into Crowdmark once the assessments have been completed. And then once that is done, the course instructor will have access to all of the booklets within the assessment interface. So how exactly do we set up a proctored session? Let's go ahead and take a quick look at this video here to get a better understanding of how this all works. So you'll first want to go into, let me maximize this. Yeah, so you'll first want to go into your assessment settings. You'll want to scroll down until you see proctored sessions and enable the feature. Once that is turned on, you'll see a new sessions tab appear on the left-hand sidebar. You'll select sessions, click add session over here. And then here you'll enter the date, time, and details of the location. Finally, you'll just want to add the students that will be writing in this location. And you'll also want to invite the proctor as well. So as you can see, you can also add notes for the proctor as well as contact information. So we have a question from Christopher. Is this built in the system? Yes, it is. So for all administered assessments, if you go into the assessment settings, you will see that option to add a proctored session. Again, this is only for administered assessments, so our in-person paper workflow. All right, and once all the details have been configured, you'll see an overview of the proctored sessions. And an email will be sent to the proctor notifying them that it has been created. So in this next video, we'll take a look at what a proctor would see on their end. So proctors are going to receive an email from Crowdmark to access the session. Once they click into the email link, they'll be asked to log in. If they do not already have a Crowdmark account, they'll be prompted to create one. So once logged in, they can click into the proctored session. They'll see any notes left by the instructor and then see instructions on how to administer the assessment. They're going to download the booklets and then upload them back into Crowdmark once they have been completed. Yes, so the proctored sessions feature is available to all Crowdmark accounts. Does that answer your question, Christopher? All right, awesome. Next, we'll take a quick look at the assigned workflow, which is the remote or virtual assessment that students complete on a device. Now, our assigned workflow allows for 3 unique features. One, an email is sent out to students upon distribution. 2, students can access Crowdmark from any browser to view the assessment, upload their answers, and submit their work. And then 3, digital grading and returning of grades can be done by the instructor. So from a student's perspective, this is what it would look like when they're required to upload their work. As you can see, we have our different question types. The first question type here is multiple choice. Next, we have an image or a PDF upload question where students can upload either an image or a PDF of their work. And then finally, we have text entry questions where students type in their answer directly into Crowdmark. So in terms of accessibility and student accommodations, we offer asynchronous assessments with timed assessments, allowing students to write at a time that's convenient for them within a designated window. We offer custom accommodations where due dates, assessment time windows, and late penalties are adjustable on a per student basis at the assessment or course level. And we also offer barrier-free questions where markdown formatting and LaTeX can be used in our text entry questions. When it comes to custom accommodations, instructors can customize the due date, time limit, and lateness penalty for each individual student on a per assessment basis. And here is a video illustrating that. So we're going to want to go into the assessment and then click into the student's dashboard. Now we're going to locate the student by searching for their name. Next, we're going to click into that three-dot menu, click into accommodations, and then here we'll have options to modify any due dates, time limits, and lateness penalties for this individual student in this particular assessment. So as you can see, we can see the custom accommodations set for the student over here. Now we can also set course level accommodations for the student as well, which means you can set a standard modified due date, time limit, and lateness penalty for all future assigned assessments for the student. And so to do this, you would navigate to the course students page, locate the student with the search bar, select accommodations in the three-dot menu again, and then making any necessary changes. So moving forward for all future assessments, you'll see a blue dot beside any accommodation columns to indicate that course level accommodations have been applied. And here we have a video illustrating how to do that as well at the course level. So note that setting course level accommodations will have to be done in the course students page rather than the students roster page in the assessment level. As far as accessibility is concerned, CrowdMark allows for the following. So high contrast images with contrast ratios that meet WCAG 2.1 level AA compliance. Alternative text options, so images have appropriate equivalent alternative text. We also support browser zoom, so you can increase the size of the user interface elements by up to 300%. We offer large touch targets for buttons or controls that are at least 24 pixels. In regards to color usage, color is never the sole method of conveying information in our interface. And in terms of text input, we have form fields that are labeled and provide helpful error and verification messages for users. We also offer the use of screen readers. So CrowdMark is compatible with screen readers and text-to-speech software. When it comes to page structure, common regions of the app are identified for assistive devices, such as navigation. ARIA labels are used to communicate the states and properties of page elements to assistive devices. And then lastly, we offer a ton of help docs and resources to help maximize your CrowdMark usage. So that concludes today's tooltip session. Does anyone have any questions or comments? All right, so if you do have any questions, comments, or feature requests at a later time, you can always email us at support@crowdmark.com. If you ever run into an issue, you can also provide us with a detailed description of the problem, screenshots or videos if possible, and a link to the assessment in question, so that our team can take a further look. Today's session was recorded, so I will be sure to send that later today, along with some other helpful resources that may help answer any common questions. All right, so it doesn't look like we have any questions. So thanks again for joining me today. Um, I hope you enjoy the rest of your work week.